ALMERINO from BSN1B. I'm here to discuss about eukaryotic cell, prokaryotic cell, and the difference between eukaryotic cell and prokaryotic cell. Now, before we go on to prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell, let's discuss first, or let's know first what is cell. Cell is the smallest structural and functional unit of an organism, typically microscopic, and it consists of cytoplasm and nucleus enclosed with a membrane. Cell is also known as the building block of all living things. Human body is composed of trillion of cells, and cell is very important, has a very important role in our body because they provide the structure of our body and take take in nutrients from food and convert the nutrients into energy. Now let's go to the two types of cell. Cell has two types. It is the eukaryotic cell and prokaryotic cell, which we will tackle in this video. So first, let's go to let's tackle about the eukaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cells um, eu- it is larger and more complex than prokaryotic cell. It is the cell that contains a nucleus and organelles and are enclosed by a plasma membrane. Organisms that have eukaryotic cells include protozoa, fungi, plants, and animals. These organisms are grouped into the biological domain Eukaryota. Unlike prokaryotic cell, eukaryotic cell have rod-shaped chromosomes. Rod-shaped chromosomes. Why? Because it is surrounded by a membrane and it is often called, or it is often to have true nucleus. So eukaryotic cell have true nucleus, and eukaryotic cells are composed of different organelles that, just like the organs in our body, organelles have different functions. Organelles are structure within the cell which perform specific function like controlling cell growth and producing energy. Now, let's go on to the structure of eukaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cell have lots of structure, and it is the cell wall, Golgi apparatus, plasma membrane, cytoplasm, mitochondria, and many more. And we will discuss the function of every structure of the eukaryotic cell. This is the structure of eukaryotic cell, and this is the cell wall. Let's discuss the cell wall. This is the cell wall or cell coat. Cell wall is an external rigid structure made of cellulose present mainly in plant cells and in some species of bacteria, fungi, and algae. Cell structure, I mean cellulose structure of a cell wall provides structure and stiffness to the cell. Kumbaga, dako hit gamit hit cell wall. Why? Because amo hiya it nagkukuan hit shape hit cell. Hiya it nagkukuan para magkamay adahin shape its cell. And also, cell wall protects the cell against physical injury. Now let's move to plasma membrane. This is the plasma membrane. Plasma membranes separates the cell from external environment. This is made up of a double layer of lipids and is embedded with protein molecule. Plasma membrane controls the passage of organic molecules, ions, water, and oxygen into and out of the cell. Waste such as carbon dioxide and ammonia also leave the cell by passing through the plasma membrane, usually with some help of proteins transporters. Plasma membrane hiya it pinaka-import usa hiya nga importante nga diha cell. Why? Because as an akon nga kang kanina nga kumbaga uh, plasma membrane aada na agi an mga organic molecules such as ions, water, and oxygen para makasakob ngan makagawas ha cell. Ngan adaghap na agihap plasma membrane and mga waste such as carbon dioxide with the help of the protein transporter. Magagawas ang mga organic molecules nganan mga waste habuli gihapan protein transporter. Now, let's move on to the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm here. This is the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm refers to the interregion of a cell between the plasma membrane and the nuclear envelope. Cytoplasm is composed of organelles suspended in the gel-like cytosol, the cytoskeleton, and various chemicals. Even though the cytoplasm consists of 70 to 80% water, it nevertheless has semi-solid consistency. It is crowded in there proteins, simple sugars, polysaccharides, amino acid, nucleic acid, fatty acids, ions, and many other water-soluble molecules are all competing for space and water. Now let's go to the nucleus. The nucleus is located here. This is the nucleus. The nucleus is the most prominent organelle in a cell when viewed through a microscope. The nucleus houses the cell's DNA and directs the synthesis of proteins and ribosomes, the cellular organelles responsible for protein synthesis. The nucleus stores chromatin, or DNA plus proteins, in a gel-like substance called the nucleoplasm. The nucleus, the nucleolus is a condensed region of chromatin where ribosome synthesis occurs. Some chromosomes have sections of DNA that encode ribosomal RNA. A darkly staining area within the nucleus called the nucleolus aggregates the ribosomal RNA with associated proteins to assemble the ribosomal subunits that are then transported out of the cytoplasm through the pores in the nuclear envelope. Now let's move to ribosomes. This is the ribosome, this one. Ribosome is a cellular structure responsible for protein synthesis. When viewed through an electron microscope, ribosomes appear either as cluster or polyribosomes or single, tiny dots that float freely in the cytoplasm. They may be attached to the cytoplasmic side of the plasma membrane or the cytoplasmic side of endoplasmic reticulum and outer membrane of the nuclear envelope. The ribosomes are those tiny dots. There, as you can see, we have tiny dots, white tiny dots. That is the ribosomes. Let's move on to the mitochondria. Mitochondria or mitochondrion. This is the mitochondrion. This one. That is the mitochondrion. An oval-shaped double membrane organelles that have their own ribosomes and DNA. It is often called the powerhouses or energy factories of a cell because they are the primary site of metabolic respiration in eukaryotes. It is called energy factories because they are responsible for making adenosine triphosphate or ATP, where the cell's main energy carrying molecule by conducting cellular respiration. Now let's go to the endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum modifies proteins and synthesizes lipids. It is a network of membranes found throughout the cell and connected to the nucleus. The membranes are slightly different from cell to cell, and the cell's function determines the size and structures of the endoplasmic reticulum. There are two basic types of endoplasmic reticulum: the rough ER or rough endoplasmic reticulum and the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. These two have the same types of membrane, but they have different shapes. Rough ER, rough ER, this, this is the rough ER, rough endoplasmic reticulum, this one. Rough ER looks like sheets or disc of bumpy membrane while this is the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. This one. That is the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. That more that looks more like tubes. Rough endoplasmic reticulum is very important in synthesis and packaging of proteins. This rough endoplasmic reticulum rough endoplasmic reticulum asya hiya rough kay may ada mga naka-attach nga ribosomes nga dahit membrane hit endoplasmic reticulum. Di ba ang ribosomes ano ti ini nga white tiny white tiny spots na nakapalibot nga dahit rough endoplasmic reticulum. Ini man nga mga white. So, hiya it nagkukuan. Hiya it hiya it reason kung kay ano rough endoplasmic reticulum. Now, kaumanan rough endoplasmic reticulum, nga diliwat kita ha smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Kung ang rough endoplasmic reticulum hiya ang synthesis and packaging of proteins, and smooth endoplasmic reticulum naman act as a storage organelles. It is important in the creation and storage of lipids and steroids. Kumbaga, it smooth ER aada ton nakakuan naka-store ang mga organelle nga nag endoplas smooth endoplasmic reticulum is very important heat creation and storage of lipids and steroids. Ano ito steroids? Steroids are a type of ring organic molecule used for many purposes in an organisms. Cells in your body that release oils also have more smooth endoplasmic reticulum than most cells. Nga diliwat kitahan tapos na naton tapos ko nag-discuss an mga kuan organelles han kanan structure han eukaryotic cell. So now nga diliwat kitahan animal cells versus plant cells. Well, while all eukaryotic cells contain the aforementioned organelles and structure, there are some striking differences between animal and plant cells. Di ba may adala animal cell and plant cell? So, it animal cell and it plant cell, it era pagkakaiba kay may ada mga organelles nga present ha animal cell nga diri luwat plus present ha plant cell. So, nga diha animal cell may ada centrosome and lysosome, while ngadto ha plant cell waray. The centrosome nga diha koan ha animal cell, the centrosome is a microtubule organizing center found near the nuclei of animal cell, while lysosome take care of the cell's digestive process. Or simply, it lysosome, this iniman lysosome, lysosome, lysosome. Lysosome are animal cells garbage disposal, while an haplant sa liwat, kumbaga an era pinaka garbage disposal is the vacuoles. Plant cells have a cell wall, a large central vacuole, chloroplast, and other specialized plastids whereas animal cells do not. Now, after after eukaryotic cell, let's move to prokaryotic cell structure. This is a structure of prokaryotic cell. But before we discuss the structure of prokaryotic cell, let's first know what is prokaryotic. Prokaryotic cell is a unicellular organism that lack organelles or other internal membrane-bound structure. Prokaryotes is cell that do not have a true nucleus or membrane-bound organelles like eukaryotes, and it is simpler than eukaryotic. It do not have it do not have a nucleus but instead generally have a single chromosomes, a piece of cellular double standard DNA located in an area of the cell called the nucleoid. Most prokaryotes have a cell wall outside the plasma membrane. Most organisms have several basic components. Prokaryotes also have a cell membrane or plasma membrane that acts like a protective cover. Organism that is prokaryote is unicellular. It is made up of only one prokaryotic cell. So let's move on to the structure of prokaryotic cell. So as we can see, prokaryotic cell is just the same. Prokaryotic cell structure is more likely the same in eukaryotic cell, but in prokaryotic cell, some organelles are out and mga organelles nga present nga duha eukaryotes, it iba diri present nga diha. Ang present nga mga organelles nga duha eukaryotes diri present nga diha prokaryotes. For example, ang mga present nga organelles nga aadto gihapon ha eukaryotes is the cell wall, ribosomes, tapos kumbaga it ato nala i-discuss nga di anware pa naton ka-discuss. So it ato ni first nga di-discuss is the flagellum or flagellia. Amo iniit flagellum. Iton, flagellum. It is a tail-like structure that enable the organism to move around. Tail-like structure para makamove it organism. And then the pili. Ini man nga mga small hair-like structure amo to nit pili that help bacteria adhere to surfaces and allows DNA to be transferred between two prokaryotic cells in a process known as conjugation. And then capsule. Adiman capsule, tidak capsule. Capsule is a sticky layer of carbohydrates that helps the bacterium adhere to surfaces in its surrounding. Kumbaga, sticky hiya para adhere hiya hit mga surfaces nga adhere iya surroundings. Para ba madali ha iya makakuha or makadikithin mga kung ano-ano ha iya surroundings. Now, tapos naman kita pagdiskussan eukaryotic and prokaryotic cell. Nga diluwat kita magkuanhan difference between eukaryotic and prokaryotic cell. So, prokaryotes are organisms made up of cells that lack of a cell nucleus or any membrane encased organelles. So, amo nadto it prokaryotes bagahin waray niya cell nucleus or kulang hiyahin encased organelles, mga organelles, while the eukaryotes are organisms made up of cells that possess a membrane-bound nucleus that holds genetic material as well as membrane-bound organelles. Also, in prokaryotes, DNA is single loop, while eukaryotes organized into chromosomes and DNA naka-organize siya into chromosomes. So, thank you for watching and listening to my discussion. Again, I am Erica ALMERINO from BSN1B. Thank you and God bless.
Hey, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.